Hey, what's going on out there? I would like to welcome every single one of you to Water Your Soil. So before I get into this video, I would like to say, if you're new around here, I have two rules over at this channel. The first rule is for you to always use your own discretion when it comes to credit cards and credit scores. The second rule, that's for you to verify everything that you learn, whether it's here on this channel, another channel, or anywhere. That should be a rule to life. So getting into this video, this is going to be about some credit card news, and it impacts millions of Americans. And before I get into that, I would like to say something. So oftentimes people come by here and they'll leave a comment and they'll say, hey, I didn't get anything out of this video. And one thing that I like to consider and think about when it comes to things like sharing information and telling the news is there are at least two forms of education and knowledge. And some of you probably will throw in 3 or 4. But for me, it's 2. And that's information that's going to make you aware of something. And the second one is information that actually provides a solution. When you watch the news every day on television, you more than likely cannot relate to everything that's on the news. However, the news is making you aware, so you'll know about certain things that are happening. And awareness is a good form of education. And it's the same thing that happens over here at this channel. People often, they'll come by and they'll say, hey, well, this isn't the solution for me, or I can't relate to this. Well, it's not intended for you to relate to this. My channel is geared towards helping people who are new to credit cards and new to credit scores and learn about those things. It has always been about that. If you go on the homepage of this channel and look at my older videos, it has always been about educating people and helping people. So I just wanted to put that out there because this video specifically is going to be one of those videos where everyone may not relate to, but maybe one of your relatives will. Maybe someone you care about relate to it. So the way credit score news works over at this channel is I basically read through either the full article or excerpts of the article, the important excerpts, and I always leave the link to the article in the description box. That way you can check it out and give it a read yourself. I always advise people, make sure you read the article on your own if you're able to. It's good to be informed, but we're going to get right into the article, all right? So let's go. It says, credit card debt is getting in the way of saving for many workers nearing retirement. It says, many adults 50 and older carry credit card debt or use credit cards to pay for basic living expenses, AARP found. And this article was done by Carrie Hannon, senior columnist for Yahoo Finance, and it was published today, Sunday, March 16, 2025. Now, you see what the title is about. It's in relation to credit card debt and how it's affecting people who are nearing retirement. A good amount of you probably don't relate to that. However, I'm sure there is someone in your family that relates to this news. And eventually, if you're watching this right now, you're younger, eventually this can potentially affect you, because if it's a problem right now and it doesn't get fixed in the future, it will be an even bigger problem for you in the future. So we're going to continue to read on. Let's go. It says, overwhelmed by out-of-pocket medical costs, Valerie Toe and her husband Paul saw their debt load begin to swell last year. Facing a steady stream of bills for the 77-year-old Paul's chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, rheumatoid arthritis, and neuropathy, Valerie began to tap credit cards to keep up. She says, quote unquote, I wasn't able to make ends meet, Valerie, 65, told Yahoo Finance. The cost of weekly groceries added to the strain, nearly doubling last year, she said. And to top it off, as her caregiving duties ramped up, Valerie shifted to a part-time job. Says, quote unquote, when you're a caregiver, you can't work a full-time job, she said. The worst of it, as anyone who has rolled over credit card balances month to month knows, is the ballooning debt that accrues when you can only pay the minimum amount of the balance on credit cards that are laden, with interest rates topping 20%. That's all Valerie has been able to do, and the result is a gut-punching credit card debt nearing $30,000, she said. Nearly half of adults 50 and older who carry credit card debt use credit cards to pay for basic living expenses, according to a new AARP report. And roughly 3 in 10 older adults with credit card debt have more of it than a year ago. More sobering, nearly half of them owe $5,000 or more. 28% carry a balance of $10,000 or more. So I'm going to stop right there before I continue on. It says nearly half of adults 50 years old or over use credit cards for basic living expenses. And this is something that I figure is the case because it's not like people out here just have money just floating around. And sometimes people point to the data and they'll say, well, Generation X and the baby boomers, they hold a lot of wealth. However, that's not related to everyone. I'm sure when the data comes out, a lot of that is based on the people who are wealthy. And as you all may know, what I state on this channel often, the wealthy people and the outliers, they bring up the number in averages. So the median as far as household income for people 50 and older is probably much less than what the average is. And this is a growing problem. Like I stated earlier, some of you probably say, hey, I don't relate to this. But if you ask me, I believe that all of us should be concerned with this, whether you're 50 years old or not. I'm not 50 years old, but it is something that has to be on my radar, as well as something that's currently impacting some of my loved ones as well, because half of adults 50 years or older are using their credit cards for basic living expenses. And that's unfortunate because people are going to continue to carry balances. We have such high credit card debt in this country. In my latest video, I made a mistake. I said that credit card debt is more than mortgages in this country, and it's not. It's actually credit card debt is outpacing mortgages in this country as far as growth is concerned. So I made a mistake on that video, and I always fess up to my mistakes when I do recognize that I made a mistake. But we're going to get further into this article, all right? It says, that has serious repercussions for retirement savings. Quote unquote, many older Americans with credit card debt who hope to retire soon will have to make a difficult decision of whether to pay down debt or save for retirement. Indira Venkat, Senior Vice President of Research at AARP, told Yahoo Finance. It says, quote unquote, for those who have already retired and are living on a fixed income, it can be a challenge to both pay down the credit card and make ends meet. It says she's right on that one. When people say what they regret the most after they retire, a biggie is retiring with too much debt. In 2024, almost 7 in 10 retirees with debt reported having credit card debt outstanding, per survey from the Employee Benefit Research Institution, EBRI. That's up from 4 in 10 4 years ago. And while the rising cost of groceries, housing, and vehicles are the byproducts of sticky inflation, one of the biggest culprits of credit card debt is out-of-pocket medical costs, such as prescription drugs, which the towers are grappling with. Dental and vision care add up too, Venkat said. It says, if they could turn the clock back, nearly a quarter of retirees say they would have made paying down credit card and other debts a priority before they exited the workforce, according to a new Fidelity Investments report. And I'm going to stop right there on the article. As I stated, there's more to the article, so be sure to read the rest of the article. But this is a growing problem. It's attacking all age ranges. I know some of you who are watching and you're younger, you're probably like, hey, we got time to play around, but you really don't. What you want to do right now, if you are younger in your 20s and your 30s, is you want to start building habits of paying off whatever you spend. You also want to build a habit of not purchasing things that you know you cannot afford to pay off, because there might, it's not guaranteed, but there might come a time in your life where you're on a fixed income and you might have to manage your finances on a fixed income, and you can't just go out and purchase things that you can't afford or that aren't in your budget. So it's good to start that habit early on. But I just wanted to make this video and share this article because, as I stated, if it doesn't relate to you, it more than likely relates to someone. Like I stated, people come by and they say, oh, I didn't get anything out of this video. Well, it wasn't for you. And where I grew up, we have a popular saying that says, if it don't apply, let it fly. And that's the same thing with these videos. If it doesn't apply to you and you already know what I'm discussing, or you already heard what I'm discussing, then it just doesn't relate to you. However, there are people out there who haven't heard this information, and I'm here on YouTube to make people aware of that information. And I'm here on YouTube to educate people so they'll know what's going on. You know, I received 2 comments about a week or so ago. And the comment was, hey, he filed for bankruptcy multiple times. And I'll let you know right here, I have never filed for bankruptcy ever in my life. So I don't know where that's coming from. Multiple people said it. I don't know if people are chatting in group chats and spreading rumors and lies, but I'm here to say right now that I never filed bankruptcy. Those of you who are out there watching right now and you have filed bankruptcy, I'm not looking down on you. That's nothing to be ashamed of because you have the opportunity to turn things around. But I'm not going to let people lie on my name and say something that's not true. But on another note, I currently have an active poll on my channel. It's on the homepage of this Water Your Soil channel on the post section. So check out the post section. You'll be able to participate in that poll. It's basically market research. But I appreciate any of you who laid the eye on this channel for the first time. You all are welcome here. But if you're new here and you feeling the vibe, this is Water Your Soil. Be sure to hit the subscribe button, turn on all notifications. That way you don't miss a future video because I post often. That's clicking on the bell and selecting all. Also, this goes to every single one of you, my subscribers included. Be sure to hit the like button. It literally takes 1 second. That's your way of letting the algorithm know you support this channel and this video. I appreciate every single one of you for taking out the time to watch me. I do this for you. I don't do it for anything else except for you all and to spread knowledge with you all and hope it helps your situation now. I really do. This is Water Your Soil. I appreciate every single one of you for watching, and I'm out. Hey, what's going on? This is Nell from Water Your Soil. So as someone who went from a 549 credit score all the way up to the 800s, I decided to share the same information that helped me go from poor credit to excellent credit. This book is titled Strategies to Master Credit. I put everything in this book, everything that helped me go from poor credit to excellent credit. All of the information is in this book. So I want you all to purchase this book. A lot of you have already purchased it, but it's available currently right now on Amazon.com and also MasterCreditBook.com. It's titled Strategies to Master Credit. You want this book. It has all the information needed in order for you to go from poor credit to excellent credit or just simply maintain your good or excellent credit score. So get the book ASAP. And if you want something more in depth, you could take the course over at www.wateryoursoil.com. It's more in depth. There are actually chapters in this course, and it walks you through basically how FICO credit scores come about and how they're determined. And really, once you learn how FICO scores come about and the concept of credit scores, then you're pretty much on your way to either going from poor credit to good credit or just maintaining a good or excellent credit score. So if you want something more in depth, I have the course over at www.wateryoursoil.com. All right.